Hey, what's up guys, this is Odell Collects Games here. Today I'm here with another pickup video. Long overdue. I've been traveling for the past 6 months. I have 2 videos recorded that I want to put out. I've been going to a couple Goodwills, a couple half-price books, and also one of my favorite places in Milwaukee called Record Head. Tons of great stuff. Right here I have a couple games, but before I show you guys, I want to show you guys my experience going to these places, see what I picked up in the meantime. I think like for my future videos I'm going to stop going to Goodwill just because I've been told that a lot of their stuff they're sending it to like their warehouse or their headquarters, wherever they are. Any games that they have are expensive. They usually post online, and anything that doesn't sell, probably like the dollar games, they put it at the stores. So it kind of sucks for us collectors, you know, we can't find anything at Goodwill anymore. So at the same time, support your local game stores. I went to a place called Record Head. It's located in West Dallas, but still in the Milwaukee area. Great place, tons of cool stuff. I'll go ahead and show you guys. And for those who are watching, please like and please subscribe. I appreciate you guys a ton. Also, it motivates me to do more stuff like this, more collection videos. So appreciate you guys as always, and let's go ahead and check out what I got.
Alright, so I made my way to the media section in Goodwill. First cart I see, there was a bunch of books. I checked the other side. Still, there was a bunch of books and a board game. I ended up passing, looking around. I saw this other cart, bunch of DVDs, bunch of movies. I did spot some Wii games. First one I saw was Dancing with the Stars. Have to pass on that. Next one was an interesting one, Rubik's World. I had never seen that before, and Minute to Win It. So I ended up putting those down. I did check out Rubik's World. It's not really an expensive game, but it looks interesting, so I think I'm going to add this one to my collection. I looked at the rest of the cart. I really didn't see anything interesting, just more books, DVDs, so I ended up moving along to the next section, which was the CD players. I did see a bunch of regular music CDs. I did find SimCity 3000. PC game, wanted to passing on that. Another one, Boston Third Stage. Never seen that. It's probably, on the music DVD. And also 1200 games for $2.99. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that as well. Alright, so there's another section full of DVDs and VHSs. I spotted a Madden game for PS2. Obviously going to pass on these. You're going to always find sports games at Goodwill. Next, I did find Toy Story 3 for the Wii. I was thinking about picking this up. I eventually found out later that it didn't have the right game in it. It just had like a regular DVD, so I ended up passing that as well. Another game I found was Hypersonic X for the PS2. I don't have this in my collection, and it looks pretty cool, so I ended up wanting to pick this up. I'm going to go ahead and play this later. I did find more Wii games. I found a Tiger Woods game and a couple Star Wars games. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I mean, I watched the movies, they're pretty cool. But for the games, I ended up passing on those. I never played Force Unleashed nor the Lego collection. People say it's really fun, but not for me. Also found Super Trucks Racing. Ended up passing on it as well. And Ghost Recon for the PS2. So I'm looking else. I do see more Wii games. Just Dance, Sing It, and Game Party. I ended up passing on those as well. Looking around, there really wasn't much else here, just kids' books, bunch of kids' movies, DVDs. Alright, so here's everything I picked up, starting with the Christmas movie. To be honest, I look at other things to sell, that way I can, buy stuff for the collection. So I got a Christmas movie, got an anime movie called Get Backers, found an anime called Dean Angel, also Octomania. I did find that in the first shelf where I found Rubik's World, and also found a board game called Risk Office Politics. It is sealed, so I'm going to sell this one, along with some other stuff that I got, like remotes. They do pretty good on eBay, and I usually take all this to make my money back from what I bought. It does help with game collecting because, as you guys know, game collecting tends to get expensive.
Nothing too crazy at that Goodwill. Yeah, I found a couple stuff I can flip so I can use money towards new games. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out Half Price Books, see what I found with this one.
My next stop was Half Price Books down the street from this Goodwill I was just at. So let's go ahead and see what they have inside.
And actually, I did not find anything in this one, so let's go ahead and go to the next video.
I was so tempted to buy this Pokemon Emerald guidebook, but they did advertise that it didn't have a poster, so unfortunately I had to pass on this one. They had a case of loose cartridges, N64, Nintendo DS, 3DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. I just bought this Yu-Gi-Oh game. I do have this in my collection, but I am looking for a complete in-box copy. Also, a couple games, some are brand new. You probably noticed that there are shrink wrap on few games. They do this for collecting dust purposes, I guess, but you're already having a case on it. And the only reason why I'm not a fan of this is because, well, not the case. The case can stay of the shrink wrap because I want to know if it has a manual inside. A lot of times they don't advertise. Some do, some don't. They'll say no book or missing a manual. But as a collector, I like to collect it with the manuals, so I want to make sure everything's inside. And it will waste the shrink wrap if I have to open it and they have to reseal it again. Besides that, they do have a good selection of games. Here is Medal of Honor European Assault. I don't have this in the collection. Looks pretty cool, and I never played any Medal of Honor games. Decided to put this one back because it did feel light, so I assumed there wasn't a manual inside. I did check out Splinter Cell Double Agent, and same thing, it did feel light. I ended up putting that back, and I grabbed Madagascar. It did have some weight to it, so I did assume that it did have the manual, so I ended up wanting to pick this one up.
That's the games that start with those letters.
So I'm in the PS1 section. I did spot this game called The Unholy War. In one of my TikToks or my shorts, I forgot which one, someone was asking me to show off this game, so I ended up finding it in the wild and definitely going to pick this one up.
Recordhead is such an awesome place. My favorite place to go to in Milwaukee. Such a great selection of games. Also cool music stuff, cool vinyls, cool equipment. Prices are really good too. They don't overcharge you for anything. Everything is either market value or less. And also the staff there are awesome. They always greet me every time I come in. Nice people, nice customer service. So really, if you have the business model where you have great customer service, great employees, great staff, you're bound to succeed. And I badly wanted that Pokemon Emerald guidebook. If it had the poster, I would have snatched it right away. But for me, I want something complete. I want it with the poster. So unfortunately, I had to pass on that one. My next stop's another Goodwill, a couple minutes away from Record Head. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Alright, so this is my last Goodwill of the day. Let's see what they got. This one's down the street from Record Head. They did have a bucket full of games, but unfortunately, these were all $1 shelfware games. High School Musical, bunch of sports games. Nothing caught my interest. Literally everything was either FIFA, Madden, or 2K. Even the shelves, they had nothing. I did spot one 2K game, and like I said, for Goodwills, you're probably going to find only sports games. I guess good stuff they might have taken into like the warehouse, or they're going to sell online.
And unfortunately, I couldn't find anything at Goodwill. You see a couple sports games in the bucket, but not really looking for that stuff. So my last stop, Half Price Books. I ended up finding a couple stuff from there. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Over at the 360 section, they didn't have much, just a lot of common games. I did find Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. Great games. If you guys haven't played them, I recommend them completely. Did have the manual, but I ended up putting it back. If I found this cheaper, I definitely would have copped it. Another cool game that was here was Alice Madness Returns. I do have this in my collection. For 30 bucks, it is a fair price. I think that's the going rate. Didn't have the manual, so wanted to put this one back. I already have it. Over in the case, I did spot a PS1 game called Legends of Mana. Mana or Mana, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. For $54.99, that's the going rate, along with a Game Boy Advance complete copy of Golden Sun. They also had a copy of Super Smash Bros. For the N64 for 50 bucks. That is way overpriced, so yeah, no thanks. In the next case, they did have a bunch of cool stuff, like this Final Fantasy 1 and 2 for the Game Boy Advance guidebook. Also, look at this price right here, $400 for this game. I don't even think it goes for that much. Someone in the comments, please tell me why this is $400, because I'm not seeing anywhere where this would be $400 unless it's new, but no, it's not new. I did find a Nintendo 64 expansion pack complete in box for $50. Does have some wear, but it honestly would be good for the collection. Checked out the GameCube section. I did see Second Sight. I do have this in the collection. For 20 bucks, it's not really a bad price. I did find Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3. I don't have this in the collection. I looked at the back, very clean, shook it up. Unfortunately, I was presented that it did not have the manual, but for some reason they did have the disc, which usually they keep in the back, but yeah, I ended up having to pass on this as well. The PS2 section was pretty decent. Nothing that really caught my eye. Bunch of random stuff, so I ended up looking at a couple things and passed on this as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the game room and see what I got.
Alright, welcome back to the game room, guys. Let's go ahead and check out and see what I got. From Goodwill, I got a game called Rubik's World and Octomania. I don't know really much about these games. Rubik's World actually looks pretty interesting. Definitely want to start with Rubik's World first. It says, have you ever wondered what's inside a Rubik's Cube like? Step inside the mysterious 27th part of the Rubik's Cube and discover an abstract and interactive world of Rubik's themed puzzles designed to tease challenges of players of all ages. But yeah, nothing much said about these. Cheap puzzle games, so I want to check out Rubik's Cube first before I do Octomania. But yeah. So at record head, I got 2 games, The Unholy War and Madagascar. I did need Madagascar for the GameCube collection, so I'm about almost halfway to the full set. So it's going to be a while, but I'm getting there. I also enjoyed 3D platforms, especially when they were based off movies. I wish they still did them, just because these were always a ton of fun growing up. Also, it does come with a manual, so it is complete. I don't plan on playing this anytime soon, but it's good to have the collection, especially when I get to GameCube. Probably an impossible task, but eventually I want to play all my games, or at least try them out just to see how they are. I don't plan on completing all of them, but I think it'll be fun just to check them all out. Alright, the next game I picked up from Record Head was The Unholy War. The reason why I picked this one up is because one of my TikTok followers were like, hey, do you have this game, but you don't have this one? So I have this one. I'm going to make a short video on this one just to show them that I did get it now. Last thing I got from Record Head, Mario Party Complete in Box. It does have the manual. It does have the cartridge is pretty clean. I would open this to show you guys the manual and such. It is complete, but it is kind of beat up, but I'm definitely going to display this. You guys played this back in the Nintendo 64. Awesome game, fun mini parties, always great to play with friends. And speaking of Mario Party, I'll show you guys something at the end that I talked about in the beginning of the video. Alright, last stop was the half price books towards the end. I did pick up a game called Gun Valerie. This looks like a beat 'em up shooter, and I don't really collect Xbox games, but this one actually looked pretty interesting, and it looks pretty anime based. It is complete in box. I do have an original Xbox set up over there. I might have to play this. I don't think it's backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check this one out. And last thing I got from Half Price Books was not a game, but an expansion pack. Yeah, you don't really see cardboard boxes of this. I thought it would always come in plastic, but hey, it is complete. It comes with a little pamphlet, but yeah, this is awesome. I'm definitely gonna put this on the shelf in one of my collections. In the future, I do want to put a game room tour video just to show you guys what I got. I got a bunch of stuff right here full of like Mario stuff, so this is definitely where it's gonna be going, but yeah, you guys will check it out soon. Alright, for the last thing I got, check this out. I went to my local Walmart, got Super Mario Party Jamboree. This is not the only thing I got. I also got a cardboard sign from Walmart. Yeah, so when I was buying the game, I asked the employee, I'm like, hey, I know you guys eventually get rid of these, throw them out. I was wondering, how can I go about acquiring this? He told me to give him my name and number, and eventually he'll call me. So one time he called me like, hey, this is available for you, do you want it? I'm like, yeah. So I rushed down to Walmart immediately and got this. It's not like one of those stand-up ones, but this is pretty awesome, and I don't even know where I want to put it yet. But yeah, definitely a cool collectible item. And this is the end of today's video. If you guys enjoyed what you watched, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel so much. And I want to thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Right now I have 300 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000, so please let that happen. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time on the next collection video.